Palestinian terrorists are at it again. Israel confirms a Palestinian teenager carried out a bus bombing, and now Israel has uncovered a terror tunnel from Gaza.
That discovery comes during a 7-month wave of Palestinian attacks. As Chris Mitchell reports, it's a clear sign that Israel must always, as usual, remain on guard.
It's almost surreal. A beautiful pastoral setting all around. But about 100 feet underground, Hamas planned terror with this tunnel.
When everything is quiet, it's like heaven. It's the most beautiful place in the world. But when it's not, it's terrifying.
About a mile behind me, beyond these orchards, is the border with the Gaza Strip. About 60,000 Israelis live, work, and send their children to school in this area. The terror tunnel was found very close to this spot. Hamas says it wants to use these terror tunnels to infiltrate into Israel, murder Israelis, or kidnap them and take them back into Gaza. Sharon Calderon lives in Kibbutz Sufa, close to where the army discovered the tunnel. For more than 10 years, Hamas launched rockets across the border. Her youngest son has PTSD from the many attacks.
When I'm standing here, I'm looking for where, if there's going to be alarm, when I'm going to run. Where is the closest place that we can stand that is safe enough?
Since the development of the Iron Dome anti-rocket system, Hamas terrorists have gone underground.
When you have missiles, most of the time we have alarm, so you have 5 seconds to get ready. It's not a lot, but it's 5 seconds. The terror tunnels, we don't know.
No one knows how many of these tunnels exist, but Israel says it's working to find them.
We exposed a tunnel based on 4 core components: intelligence, technology, boots on the ground, and good engineering capabilities.
IDF spokesman Peter Lerner said the discovery wasn't a big surprise, since Hamas has been boasting about the tunnels for some time.
And we have, in the last 2 months, been investing many work hours, day and night, in order to try and uncover and expose the tunnels that are penetrating into Israel.
Reserve Colonel Atai Shelach sees the tunnel threat as tactical, not strategic.
They can make some damage over there, but the image of this, it's more important than the damage, and they can succeed in this.
Shelach says terrorist tactics have evolved from hijacking planes in the 70s to missiles and now tunnels. Israel will find solutions, he said, but it will take time.
It's like a marathon here. It's a long race between the Hamas and the IDF and the State of Israel.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Kibbutz Sufa, on the border with Gaza.
Well, yet another Palestinian attack, and it seems that Palestinian and terrorism go hand in hand. And what's behind that is the incitement to terrorism, where literally children are being taught to hate Jews, to hate Israelis, to drive them into the sea. That's being taught on both the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. And if you grow up in that environment, that Jews are your mortal enemy and you must do everything in your power to kill them, then getting a teenager to board a bus with a bomb seems to be easy. And that's what's going on. Until we deal with the incitement that's happening in the Palestinian Authority, we'll never see peace. And until the Palestinians come to the conclusion that they will recognize Israel's right to exist, there'll be no peace. Well, in other news, the Obama administration is planning to buy nuclear material from Iran. Ephraim Graham has more on that story from the CBN Newsroom.
Gordon, the U.S. has struck another deal with Iran over its nuclear program. The Obama administration has agreed to buy 32 tons of nuclear material called heavy water from the Islamic regime. The Wall Street Journal reports the purchase is aimed at helping Iran to quickly reduce its nuclear stockpile. But the chairman of the House Foreign Relations Committee is suspicious of the deal. He's raising concerns Iran could use the money from the U.S. to fund its nuclear program or terror groups. Missouri State University is facing a lawsuit accused of discriminating against a student. MSU expelled Andrew Cash right before he was scheduled to graduate. He had expressed concern over counseling gay couples because of his religious convictions. The student's attorney says universities are supposed to be places to exchange ideas and values. He said, quote, an educator should not permit her own ideology and agenda to ruin the educational opportunities of her students. The university also ended a working relationship with the Christian Counseling Institute, where Andrew Cash was an intern. A massive hacking could threaten the upcoming elections in the Philippines. Data from nearly all 55 million registered voters has been stolen, including names, addresses, passport details, and fingerprint information. Government agents arrested a 23-year-old suspect in Manila and are still hunting for his alleged accomplices. Election officials say the May 9th elections will go ahead as planned. An election spokesperson says the polls for the automated elections will run on a server that has not been compromised. Another quake struck off the coast of Ecuador Thursday. This 6.0 aftershock coming as survivors grow desperate for basic supplies. Water is urgently needed in remote areas devastated by the much larger quake that hit last Saturday. CBN Disaster Relief is on the ground bringing water purification equipment to help meet that need.
Doesn't make sense.
57.
As CBN Disaster Relief teams push closer to the epicenter of the earthquake, we stopped in Babahoyo, Los Rios province. There we met Colonel Leon Mancheno and teamed up with the local fire department to bring much-needed aid to an already impoverished community.
I've been a firefighter here for 18 years. I've never seen anything like this before.
Our team was equipped with the first of many mobile water purifiers to be deployed in the hardest-hit areas of Ecuador. Every hour, the unit can turn 25 gallons of the filthiest water imaginable into clean, safe drinking water.
The most important thing after something like this is sanitation and clean water, so this machine will be a huge help to us.
We showed the fire crew how to set up and maintain the machine so it can keep running for years to come.
The logistics involved with drinking water is the hardest part. This machine will make the process much more efficient and eliminate a lot of trash.
Machines like this will keep the community hydrated as they rebuild. And in the meantime, we delivered extra food and bottled water to those with immediate needs.
We have never worked with CBN before. Thank you for coming to help Ecuador. We look forward to working together in the future.
A long road ahead. Gordon?
Well, if you want to help with the disaster relief, all you have to do is call us, 1-800-759-0700. And CBN teams are on the ground providing medical care and much needed water, and then the ability to purify water. And you can be a part of it by giving to the Disaster Relief Fund. Here's an address for you if you want to send us a check. It's Disaster Relief Fund, CBN Center, Virginia Beach, Virginia, 23463. If you want to speed your donation, call us right now, 1-800-759-0700, or you can log on to cbn.com.